Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're going to talk about a situation that is simultaneously wonderful and extremely concerning. The spectacular success of Deebo Samuel, the engine of our offense, is becoming a veritable contractual time bomb for our front office. What seemed like Adam Peters' masterstroke could turn into his biggest financial nightmare. Stay with me, because you need to understand the collision that's about to unfold behind the scenes within our team. Let's rewind a bit. Remember the atmosphere when we announced the trade for Deebo Samuel. Many in the national media considered him a player in decline, with focus and fitness issues in his final season in San Francisco. But Adam Peters saw an opportunity, bet on the player's talent, and brought him to Washington for a relatively low price, believing he still had a lot to offer. It was a risky gamble, but one that seemed calculated, and what a wise bet it was. Deebo arrived in Washington with a new mindset, focused and determined to silence all his critics, and he's doing just that. Since the first game of the season, he's been our most versatile and explosive weapon, a nightmare for opposing defenses. He's running, catching, and playing with an intensity we haven't seen in a long time. He's undoubtedly the heart and soul of our offense right now, and it's precisely this spectacular performance that brings us to the heart of our problem today. When the Commanders acquired Deebo, part of the low cost of the trade was due to the fact that his contract expires at the end of this season. San Francisco had no intention of re-signing him, so they opted to trade him. Now, with Deebo playing at an all-pro level, motivated by a lucrative new contract on the horizon, the price of keeping him in Washington is rising week by week with every big play he makes. Adam Peters' gamble is paying off on the field, and how? If Deebo Samuel maintains his current pace, he's on pace to easily surpass the 1,000-yard mark this season, combining rushing and receiving. Keeping a player with this level of production won't be cheap. His market value is skyrocketing, and he'll want to be paid like one of the best and most versatile offensive players in the league, and rightly so. Now, let's talk money. Projections indicate we'll have around $84 million in salary cap space for next season. Sounds like a lot, right? But here's the crucial detail. With that amount, we only have 34 players under contract. We need to fill out the rest of the roster. And most importantly, we have other key players like Laremy Tunsil, Frankie Luvu, and Darren Payne, who will also be seeking new contracts or extensions. There's not enough money for everyone. And to further complicate the long-term picture, our quarterback, Jayden Daniels, will become eligible for a contract extension after the 2026 season. And we all know that re-signing a promising quarterback costs a fortune and redefines an organization's entire financial structure for years. Keeping all these pillars happy while still having the flexibility to build the rest of the team will be an extremely complicated puzzle for Adam Peters to solve. Of course, that's what we call a good problem to have. It's infinitely better to have a player exceed expectations and force a difficult decision than to have a player who was a failed gamble. Deebo's success validates Peters' vision as a talent evaluator. The gamble was smart and paid off. Now he must deal with the positive yet financially challenging consequences of this successful gamble. The big question I leave to you, the nation that pulsates with our team, is what should we do? Should we open the coffers and pay whatever it takes to keep Deebo Samuel, who has become the centerpiece of our offense? Or should we be more calculating, let him go, and use that money to re-sign other key players and maintain financial flexibility? Leave your opinion here in the comments, because it's very important. And if you want to follow every chapter of this saga, subscribe to the channel and activate the bell. Right now, the team and coaching staff's full focus is on winning regular season games. This contractual issue is a problem for the future. But for those of us who analyze all angles, it's impossible to ignore the impending collision. And this brings me to the final question, one that defines the future of our management. Will Adam Peters' handling of the Deebo Samuel situation show us whether he's a general manager who prioritizes retaining elite talent at all costs, or whether he'll stick to a rigid financial plan, even if it means losing a player he helped revive?